Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. And now, Viking pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN TV studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight we have a boys basketball game pitting the 8-11 Colfax Vikings, who are 4-6 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference, against the 15-3 Spring Valley Cardinals, who are 9-1 and only a half game out of first place in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. The Vikings are coming off a 68-39 loss at the hands of the Osceola Chieftains on Saturday, while the Cardinals are coming off an impressive 61-39 victory over the Durand Panthers on Friday. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Spring Valley Cardinals and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Noel's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school boys basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's boys basketball game between the Spring Valley Cardinals and the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are looking to bounce back following their loss to Osceola on Saturday. Now, in that loss to the Chieftains, the Vikings were led in scoring by 5'10 senior Bryce Sikora, who hit on 4 field goals for 8 points. He was followed by Nathan Hajdukovic, who hit a field goal, a free throw, and a three-pointer for 6 points. Thus far on the season, the Vikings are led in scoring by Elijah Ensminger, who's averaging over 11 points per game. Following Ensminger is Sikora, who is averaging over 8 points per game, and Hajdukovic, who's pitching in just under 8. Now, Spring Valley is coming into tonight's game with a record of 15-3 overall, 9-1 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference. They're currently sitting only a half game behind conference leading Durand, a team who they just defeated 61-39 on Friday. Leading the way in that effort for the Cardinals was 6'4 senior Connor Ducklow, who hit 8 of 15 field goals, 1 of 2 free throws, and 1 of 2 three-pointers for 21 points. He was followed by Tyler Bowman, who nailed 6 field goals, a free throw, and a three-pointer for 16 points. Thus far on the season, the Cardinals are led by Ducklow, who's averaging nearly 20 points per game. He's followed by Bowman, who's putting up almost 15 points per game, along with Cade Stasek and Charlie Meyer, who are adding 9 and 7 points per game, respectively. On the board, Spring Valley is led by Bowman, who's pulling down nearly 8 boards per game. Meyer and Ducklow are also effective rebounders for the Cardinals, grabbing over 5 rebounds per game each. The Vikings would like to find a way to get the bad taste of Saturday's game out of their mouth. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are looking to keep pace with conference-leading Durand Panthers. Those two teams are tied in the loss column, so the Cardinals do control their own destiny. Currently, the Vikings are averaging 49 points per game while giving up an average of 56. The Cardinals are scoring an average of 57 points per game while giving up 44. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Mark Noel on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again, we're talking with Viking boys head coach Mark Knoll on Coach's Corner. And Coach, on Saturday night, the Vikings were outsized and outshot, which led to a 68-39 loss to the Osceola Chieftains. What can you tell us about that game?
You know, like you led off with, they had great size, and obviously Osceola ran their stuff really well. They executed well. In the first half, I thought we were right there. We were 10 points at halftime, which I can live with. We were right there. I felt because we had some turnovers, we had some missed shots, and some missed free throws. I thought woulda, coulda, shouldas, and that could be a totally different game. In the second half, I give Osceola credit. They came out and were really aggressive, and they just knocked down every shot that they got, and there wasn't much that we could do. And I talked to our guys yesterday about this, but I felt like that was a byproduct of just a long week for us. That was our third in a week, and it was Spirit Week also on top of it, and we had our youth tournament earlier in the day where our kids did book and clock. So they were just exhausted. We had nothing left in the tank in the second half.
You know, I've had more than one person mention that the Vikings seem to be almost like a Jekyll and Hyde team, where in one game they function really smoothly, and the next they seem as if they're possessed by some strange force that keeps them from being a cohesive unit. What can the Vikings do to develop their needed consistency?
Well, I mean, obviously the one word that we talk about all the time is our focus, and then competing with a sense of urgency. I think if you compete with a sense of urgency and you have a focus, and then that will allow you to be in the games. Obviously, we have a tough week here with Spring Valley twice, Elk Mound, and then next week Plum City, Elmwood. So we've got some tough games ahead of us, but I'm also looking forward to the challenge to see how we can play.
Well, tonight the Vikings do get back into Dun St. Croix action when they take on the Spring Valley Cardinals. What can you tell us about the Cardinals?
The Cardinals are, in my opinion, the best team. They've been the best team. They were the team that won it last year. They lost a game early in the year to Durand, which they got that one back here last week when they beat Durand by 23 points. They have two of the best players in the conference with Ducklow and Bowman, and they have their system of play. They're going to play a very aggressive man-to-man, full court. They're going to run and jump us a little bit. They're going to try to speed you up. They're going to try to make you turn the ball over, and then they execute well. All their kids can make shots. All their kids can handle the ball, and so it's a tough matchup. But at the same time, we know that we're capable of competing with these guys. We beat them once last year, and we know that we can do it.
Now, you kind of alluded to this, but it appears as though the key to the Cardinals would be shutting down Connor Ducklow and Tyler Bowman, but they have a supporting cast of 5 other players who have the ability to score in double digits. What do the Vikings need to do to keep all this under control?
Well, I think the main thing is we always talk about trying to get some of your other team starting 5 into foul trouble, because that will break rhythm. That'll make someone else have to step up, and especially when you're talking about their top players. If you can get Ducklow or Bowman into foul trouble, that would be huge for us. And then I think just contesting every shot and trying to limit how many offensive rebounds they get, so limit them to 1 shot per possession, and then play great defense. And then on our end, we need to execute. We need to come down and take care of the ball and actually make these guys play defense as well. It's, ideally, I think if the scores in the low 50s and mid 40s, we've got a chance, and that's kind of what we're looking at.
Well, Coach Noel, sounds like it ought to be exciting. Good luck on tonight's game. The Vikings won't have such a huge size difference, so hopefully they can get back to winning.
Yeah, we'll be back playing normal-sized people today, so that'll be fun.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Take care.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The Vikings are looking to get back on the winning track, which would help them strive to finish the season on a positive note. At the same time, the Cardinals are looking to keep pace with the conference-leading Durand Panthers. So the stage is set for some exciting high school boys basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. In just a moment, we'll send it out to Spring Valley High School, where Dan Petchow and I are getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's Dunn St. Croix Conference boys game between the Colfax Vikings and the Spring Valley Cardinals. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Colfax Viking basketball is on the air.
Lenz with the rebound puts it up and in. Christian Lenz gets the putback shot.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV proudly presents tonight's Colfax Viking boys varsity basketball game.
And it's no good. Rebound taken down and put up and in. Ryan Albright with the rebound.
Join us as we head out to the gym for tonight's Viking basketball.
Inside, gets it off to Hoffman. Hoffman feeds underneath. The shot goes up and in by Nathan Hajdukovic.
Yeah, good cut there by Nate.
And welcome to Spring Valley High School. Rick Olson here along with Dan Petchow. Chris Olson on the camera. And we have some boys basketball coming your way as the Colfax Vikings are getting ready to take on the Spring Valley Cardinals. And Dan, the Cardinals are red hot.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for Colfax tonight. They're going to have to really play hard on defense and keep Spring Valley off the boards. It's going to be a big test.
They're going to have to do something about Messrs. Ducklow and Bowman. But at the same time, as Coach Noel and I talked about in Coach's Corner, the rest of that lineup is also capable of putting a lot of points in the basket, so they can't ignore them.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for Colfax to get out and transition, get those points up early, and make Spring Valley chase them.
Well, Dan, I'll tell you what, why don't you tell us who's starting in tonight's game?
Here's the starters for Spring Valley. They're going to go with senior 6'4", number 2, Connor Ducklow. 6 foot senior, number 5, Coy Stasic. 6'3" senior, number 12, Tyler Bowman. 5'11" senior, number 13, Charlie Meyer. And 6 foot senior, number 24, Brady Benerick. For the Vikings, they're going to go with 6'2" senior, number 2, Nate Hajdukovic. 5'10" senior, number 4, Bryce Sikora. Sophomore, number 10, Elijah Ensminger. Senior, number 22, Tristan Lenz. And senior, number 24, Ryan Albright.
And let's get ready here to send it down to the scorers table. They're going to give us the national anthem along with the starting lineups for tonight's game. And we're going to do that right now.
Honor America, as Spring Valley High School senior Grace Howe sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roared, the bombs bursting out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say just that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And the national anthem, courtesy of Spring Valley High School students. And Chris tried to get a shot of them, and the official score was standing right in the way. So let's send it back down to the scores table for the starting lineups.
We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and the officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy this game in a positive manner. And good evening, and welcome to tonight's Dutch St. Croix Conference boys basketball game between the visiting Colfax Vikings and the host Spring Valley Cardinals. To introduce tonight's starting lineup, first for the visiting team from Colfax, number 2, a senior, Nate Hajdukovic. Number 4, a senior, Bryce Sikora. Number 10, a sophomore, Elijah Ensminger. Number 22, a senior, Tristan Lenz. And number 24, a senior, Ryan Albright. The Vikings are coached by Mark Knoll and assisted by Tristan Kittleson, Nick Height, and Brent Prince. And now for the host, Spring Valley Cardinals. Number 2, a senior, Connor Ducklow. Number 5, a senior, Troy Gossett. Number 12, a senior, Tyler Bowman.
And there's the starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Spring Valley Cardinals, we have Ducklow, Stasek, Bowman, Meyer, and Bednarik. And for the Vikings, Hajdukovic, Sikora, Ensminger, Lenz, and Albright. Tristan Lenz getting ready to jump center. Does a fist bump with Connor Ducklow, who's going to do it for the Cardinals. Vikings will be going from right to left. Ball goes up, and the tip is won by the Cardinals. And Bednarik brings it across the timeline. He's over on the left side. He gets it to Bowman. Bowman cross-court pass back over to Bednarik on the right. To Bowman in the paint. His pass over to the side is picked up over there by Stasek. Then into the lane to Bednarik, and he puts it in. Coming down the floor for the Vikings is Sikora. Gets it to Ensminger. He's over on the right side, right close to the sideline. Now he brings it out high, wide, and right to Sikora. Sikora to Ensminger on the right wing. Ensminger directing traffic. Gets it out to Albright at the top of the key. Takes it over to the right wing. Gets it down low to Sikora. Puts the shot up. It's no good. Rebound by Hajdukovic, who lays it back up and in. And the Vikings have tied it up at 2. Cardinals bring it down the floor. Bednarik gets it down to Meyer. Then out to Stasek. To Bowman. They swing it around. Over on the left wing is Bednarik. He gets it. Now they get it down into the right baseline, and they kick it back out high. 3-point attempt is no good. Rebound saved in bounds, and the Vikings catch it. Hajdukovic brings it across the timeline. Sikora with it, just across the timeline. To Ensminger on the right side. To Hajdukovic. Takes it over to the right side. Now over to Sikora. To Albright at the top of the key. Over to the right side to Hajdukovic, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. That falls on Connor Ducklow.
First for him.
First for anybody there, Dan.
Oh,
that was an easy one to count.
I like those.
Ball comes in. Ensminger has a high, wide, and right over to the left side. To Hajdukovic. To Sikora on the left. Now to the top of the key. To Albright. On the right side. Gets it to the right wing to Ensminger. To Lenz. Inside the arc. Back outside the arc to Sikora. Takes it to the top of the key. Into the paint. Out to Hajdukovic. Vikings working it around Hajdukovic. Tries the baseline. Ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Bednarik. It'll be Viking ball.
Colfax has to pick up their offense a little bit. They're a little flat-footed.
But they're being patient. That's the one thing I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Long pass into Albright. He's high, wide, and right. Gets it over to the right wing to Sikora. Sikora takes it into the paint. Jump shot. A little bit short. Rebound taken down by Ducklow. Leads it over to Bednarik across the timeline. To Bowman. Back out to Bednarik on the left side. Over to the right side now to Stasek. Back to Bednarik, then down underneath. Shot goes up. It's no good by Meyer. Rebound taken down by Meyer. They get it back out, and the ball gets knocked away. Bowman lost the handle, and the Vikings have it. Hajdukovic on the right side takes it into the paint, puts it up. No, it won't go in. Ducklow with the rebound, but his pass is intercepted by the Vikings, and down the floor they come. Sikora, and he dragged the pivot foot. He put on the brakes, tried to turn and make the pass, and dragged the pivot foot.
Yeah, he should have just went out, took the foul.
Cardinals inbound the ball. Bednarik with it. Gets it over to Stasek. To Ducklow. Vikings put on full court pressure. Cardinals get it down to the baseline, laying it up, and in is Charlie Meyer. 4-2, Cardinals on top. Vikings bring it down the floor. Ensminger high, wide, and left. Takes it out between the circles. Now comes back over to the left side. Out to the top of the key. Feeds it over to the left side to Hajdukovic. To Lenz. Turns into the paint, and we're going to get
a foul.
A foul on Lenz.
No.
They got him with an offensive foul.
Huh. I feel you, Trent.
I guess this is the official time that Dan has gone beyond eye rolls. Pass down underneath to Meyer. He lays it up and in. And we get a timeout on the floor by the Vikings. It's Spring Valley 6, Vikings 2. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered it. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380. And we're back here at Spring Valley High School. Beach Boys playing in the background. Makes you think of getting rid of the snow. And when that happens, Dan, we'll have baseball.
Oh, I was thinking golf. But we do have baseball.
We do. You might have golf, but we will have baseball. Vikings have the ball in the forecourt. Hajdukovic takes it into the paint, lays up. He got fouled on the way up, and he's going to go to the line. And the foul's on Ducklow. This is what Coach Noel was talking about in Viking pregame, taking it right at Ducklow. That's his second personal.
Yeah, we'll see if he's got to come out.
I believe so, because Cade Stasek is checking in. First shot is up and in by Hajdukovic. Ducklow comes out. Cade Stasek is in. So now we have two Staseks on the floor. That's hardly fair. Second shot on the way. It's also good. 6-4. Vikings trail by 2. Coy Stasek gets it in to Bednarik. And they get it out to Bowman. To Cade Stasek on the right side. Back out to Bowman to the top of the key. To Coy Stasek. To Bednarik. To Bowman, to Cade in the lane. They get it back out. Spring Valley quickly moving the ball. Coy Stasek puts up the three and he hit it.
Ball movement by Spring Valley.
9-4. Cardinals up by 5. Vikings bring it down the floor. Albright has it on the right side. Comes around to the top of the key. Feeds it off to Sikora. Sikora drives towards the paint, gets it back out to Albright. Albright swings around to the top of the key to Lenz. Lenz puts up the jumper and he hit it. Vikings close it to 3. The Cardinals get it down into the left corner. To Bednarik out higher on the left. To Bowman at the top of the key. To Bednarik on the left side. Down underneath to Charlie Meyer. Out to Coy Stasek. Now they get it over to, Coy Stasek in the paint, and ball gets knocked loose. Ensminger knocked it loose. Sikora gets it, takes it to the paint, puts it up no good, and coming down with it are the Cardinals. Bowman takes it into the lane, kicks it out to Bednarik, and he hit the 3.
Bednarik's
12-5. 12-6. Ensminger has it high, wide, and right. Takes it around to the top of the key, gets it over to Sikora. Sikora with it. Feeds it down into the lane to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic, cross-court pass out to Albright. Three-point attempt is no good. Rebound taken away by Hajdukovic. Gets it to Ensminger, drives into the paint, puts up the shot. It does not go. And we're going to get a rebound on the floor, and I think they're going to get Lenz.
No.
Wow. Foul is going to be on Cade Stasek.
His first.
Jensen and Irwin into the lineup for the Vikings. Inbound pass to Irwin, high, wide, and right. Irwin on the dribble. Gets it over to Hajdukovic on the right side. He comes to the top of the key. Stops, spins, gets it back out to Irwin. Irwin on the dribble. Takes it to the free throw line. Puts the shot up. It's good. We get a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Cade Stasek.
Quick 2 for him.
And so Kyle Irwin with his chance at the +1. Shot is up, it's good. Checking into the lineup for the Cardinals is Wyatt Gavronsky. I knew they were going to do that to me. Throw that name at me, I'll catch it.
Colfax goes on.
Bednarik gets it over to Gavronsky. He's on the right side. Tries to drive toward the lane. Vikings knock the ball loose. It's loose on the floor. Scramble. Goes out of bounds, and the Vikings will have it. It was last touched by Tyler Bowman right before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, good hands by Irwin.
Scrambling defense by the Vikings. Sikora gets it over to Irwin, high, wide, and right. Cross-court pass over to the left side. Hajdukovic takes it down to the baseline, out to Lenz, out high on the left. To Irwin. Directing traffic, and now coming out between the circles. Over to Sikora on the right side. Sikora takes it to the top of the key, to the right elbow. Puts up the shot, it's no good, but he got fouled on the way up. That foul is going to be on Brady Bednarik. It's his first. 15th foul on the Cardinals. Sikora's first shot is up and good. Cuts the lead to 2. Second shot is up, and it's good. And we have a substitution for the Vikings. Austin Swanson into the game, giving Tristan Lenz a bit of a rest. 1-point game. Cardinals 12, Vikings 11. Bednarik gets it down the left side to Bowman. Bowman feeds it into the lane, and we're going to get a foul. Foul's called on Irwin.
His first.
He was reaching for the ball, but I got a little bit of arm at the same time. Second team foul on the Vikings. Ball comes in to Gavronsky, then out high to Bowman. Back over to Gavronsky on the right side. Back out to Bowman between the circles. Feeds it into the lane to Bednarik, then down underneath to Bauer, and then back out by Bednarik into Gavronsky. His shot is no good. Rebound, scrambled for, taken away by Meyer. Jump shot, and it's good. Off the iron and then drops through by Jamison Bauer for the Cardinals. Sikora brings it down the floor. Cross-court pass over to Hajdukovic. Three-pointer on the way. He hit that three! And we're tied at 14, and we have a timeout on the floor. We're all tied up at 14 with 10:14 to go in the first half. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Mobile banking, Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships, member FDIC.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings. We're back here at Spring Valley High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petshaw. We're all tied up at 14. And Dan, the Vikings are scrambling.
Yeah. Seeing Tristan Lenz on the floor. Never see the big guys usually diving, but he's scrapping.
So the Cardinals inbound the ball. Gavronsky passes it into Bednarik, who brings it through the backcourt. Comes across the timeline, feeds it over to the left side to Bauer. Bauer down to the baseline to Meyer, back out to Bauer. Bauer to Gavronsky, and then they swing it around to Bednarik. Bednarik on the dribble.
Colfax still in
down
zone.
To the baseline, back out to Bednarik. Then to Bowman, and Bowman puts up a shot from three. It's no good. Rebound by Meyer. He lays it up and in. 16-14. Spring Valley on top. Sikora brings it down the right side. Feeds it over to Irwin. Then over to Hajdukovic. Launches a three. No, it's off the back of the iron. Rebound by Swanson. Swanson out to Irwin. Irwin on the dribble. Takes it up to the elbow. Out to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic on the dribble. Takes it over to the right side. Puts a shot up. No good. Rebound taken down by Bowman. Feeds it to Bednarik across the timeline on the left side. He's on the left wing. Then down to the baseline to Meyer, and the ball gets taken away by Jensen. And now Bowman takes it right back from Hajdukovic. And down the floor is Gavronsky. Now they get it down to the baseline to Meyer, out to Bednarik on the left wing. Out to Gavronsky between the circles. Over to Bowman from the left wing. He put it up, around and out. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic. And he comes across the timeline. Feeds it over to Irwin between the circles. Irwin takes it over to the right side. Irwin on the dribble, gets it back out high. And they feed it over to Sikora. Jensen down on the baseline. Takes it into the paint, gets it out to Irwin. Shot goes up, it's no good. Rebound taken away by Spring Valley. To Bowman, then the shot goes up by Bauer, and it's good.
Yeah, Colfax has to get back.
Hajdukovic lost the handle on it as they came across the timeline. It goes out of bounds. Albright comes in, Lenz comes in. Hajdukovic and Swanson and Irwin have a seat. Ensminger also came in. So Bednarik has it, gets it down to Bowman on the left side, and he took an extra step. Took a little shuffle step before he put the ball to the floor. So Sikora to inbound. Full court pressure being put on by Spring Valley now. Sikora quickly dribbles it across the timeline all the way down to the baseline. Gets it back out high to Ensminger. Ensminger looking over to Coach Knoll for directions. He backs out a little bit to get things set up. He takes it down to the baseline, puts up the shot. It won't go. Ball tipped, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Viking ball. Last touch by the Cardinals. Sikora inbound. Gets it over to Ensminger. Puts it up from the baseline. No good. Rebound taken down by the Cardinals. Going down is... We've got a scramble on the floor right now. Holy cow. Ensminger stole it, then they had to dive for it, and they were scrambling around. Finally, the ball's going to go to Spring Valley.
I think Ensminger gets the award for the hustle on that play.
I think so. All right, Cardinals have it on the left side. Bowman with it on the wing. He gets it out to Stasek, and the ball gets taken away by the Vikings. Ensminger across the timeline, high, wide, right. Gets it over to Albright on the left side. He's between the circles now. Gets it over to Ensminger on the left wing. Ensminger takes it to the top of the key. Over to Sikora on the right side. Then to Lenz. He tried to go to the paint but forgot to take the ball with him, but he picked it back up. Gets it back out to Sikora. Into the paint to Jensen. Drives to the hole, puts it up, no good. Lenz with the rebound. He put it in. We're tied at 18.
Yeah, good power move by Lenz.
Check that. It's 18-16. And the Vikings get the rebound after the Spring Valley shot. Albright with it, tries to feed it to Jensen, a little bit high. I think it was tipped, that's why it was high, but then Jensen tipped it right before it went out of bounds. Hajdukovic going to give Jensen a bit of a break, and he got a lot of attaboys when he came over to the bench. Gavronsky on the dribble, feeds it into the forecourt to Bowman, to Meyer down on the left baseline. Back out to Bowman, cross court pass to Gavronsky on the right wing. Back over to Bowman, then down underneath to Meyer at the baseline. Gets it back out to Gavronsky to Bowman on the right side. Now he's at the top of the key. Over to Stasek, then down to Bauer. His shot was partially blocked, and the shot goes up and chased down by Bowman. Then to Stasek, then to Bowman in the paint. Feeds it out to Meyer. To Gavronsky, takes it into the paint. To Meyer, puts it up, it's no good. Lenz with the rebound. Vikings coming down looking to tie. Ensminger with it on the left side. Ensminger takes it over to the right side. Back out high to Hajdukovic. To Albright. To Sikora, to Lenz in the paint. Puts it up, it's no good. Rebound tipped and picked up by Stasek. Stasek down across the timeline, gets it over to Gavronsky. Gavronsky down low to Meyer. Meyer back out to Gavronsky. On the right side, gets it to Bowman at the free throw line. Ball's loose on the floor, he picks it up. They get it down low to Meyer, puts up a shot. It's off the bottom of the backboard, Vikings have it. Sikora with it, takes it down, puts the shot up, and he got fouled on the way up. Foul's going to be on Jamison Bauer. It's his first. It's the 6th team foul on the Cardinals. So with 4:20 remaining in the half, the Vikings will be in the bonus from here on out. First shot is up. It's good by Sikora. Second shot on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound taken down by Gavronsky. Or check that, that was by Meyer. Now Gavronsky has it. Up across the timeline, feeds it over to the right side to Stasek. Into the paint to Bowman, puts his shot up. It rolls out, no good. Rebound put back up and in by Bowman. The Vikings have it. They come down the floor, trailing by 3. They get it over into the corner. We're going to get a whistle. So the foul's on Bowman. It's his first, 7th team foul. So Albright goes to the line for the 1-on-1. Shot goes up, it's good. (20-18). Albright second shot, in and out, no good. Rebound taken down by Bowman. Over to Gavronsky. He's in the backcourt. Comes across the timeline. Feeds it over to Stasek on the left side. Stasek to Bowman at the top of the key. Over to Gavronsky, down to the baseline to Meyer. Cross-court pass out to Stasek. Long three-pointer is no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. Down the floor they come. Vikings like a bad rash. They're hanging around. Ensminger tries to take it into the lane. Ran into a lot of traffic down the floor. And laying it up and in is Stasek. 22-18, Vikings down by 4. Sikora on the dribble. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. Albright with it, high, wide, and right, takes it over between the circles to Ensminger on the left side. He gets it over to Sikora. Sikora drives inside the arc, pulls up with the 8-footer, and it's good. 22-20. Vikings cut it to 2.
Sikora's got 5.
Gavronsky gets it over to Bowman. Then down in the corner to Meyer. Back out to Bowman. Bowman to Stasek. Stasek back over to Bowman. Back to Stasek. Stasek between the circles. To Bowman at the right elbow. Feeds it across the court to Gavronsky. Then down to the baseline to Meyer. Double team down there. Gavronsky launches a 3. It's no good. Rebound tipped out, and the Cardinals get it. They get it down into the corner. Shot goes up. It's no good. Vikings come down with the rebound. Trailing by 2. Sikora on the dribble up across the timeline. To Albright, high, wide, and right. Albright takes it between the circles, feeds it over to Ensminger on the left. He gives it off to Sikora. Sikora takes it down to the left baseline, puts up the shot. It's no good. Down the floor comes Bednarik. He lays it up, and it's a good. Sikora with it. Between the circles, gets it over to Ensminger. Ensminger drives the right baseline, turns, puts it up, and it's good. 24-22. Bowman puts up a long shot. No good. Vikings with the rebound. A minute to go in the first half. Sikora with the dribble, takes it over to the left side. Now he turns, still on the dribble. Gets it out to Hajdukovic, takes it into the lane. Spins once, spins twice, puts the shot up, and we're tied at 24. Cardinals bring it down the floor. Gavronsky on the dribble. They get it over to Bowman. Then they get it down to the baseline to Meyer. Meyer takes it into the paint, puts the shot up, it's no good. Lenz with the rebound. Vikings looking to take the lead. 17 seconds remaining in the half. Down the floor come the Vikings. Ensminger with 7 seconds left. He's out in the center circle. Takes it to the top of the key, launches a 3. Just off the mark. So we go to halftime, and we are all tied up at 24-24. The Vikings playing a heck of a game in the first half. And we have Viking halftime coming up, including a Viking profile with Ryan Albright as our featured guest, and then the Colfax High School Report. That's all coming up right after this on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Time now for Viking Halftime with this week's edition of Viking Profile and the Colfax High School Report. That's all coming up following this brief timeout.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Ryan Albright. And Ryan, you're a senior here at Colfax?
Yep.
And we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
I'm also in track.
Okay. So when did you start playing basketball? What kind of an experience has that been for you?
Well, I started whenever tournament ball started back in elementary school, and it's just been really good throughout my entire life.
Okay, so what's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
Teamwork. Always have to have good teamwork to have a good team.
So when you're not playing basketball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I like to hunt and fish, and then I also work on a farm.
Okay, that'll keep you plenty busy, won't it? Okay, a few rapid fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie.
And your favorite kind?
Raspberry rhubarb.
Ooh, that sounds really good. We just might have to have some of that sometime. All right, your favorite color and why?
Blue, because I just like it.
Okay, and you know what? That's a perfectly good reason. All right, if you could have a superpower, what would that be and why?
I'd be able to fly because gas is too expensive.
Okay, and I understand that. All right, with a superpower like that, you're going to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Ryan's superhero name?
Ryan.
Ryan, okay. All right, your favorite NBA team?
The Bucks.
All right, favorite collegiate team?
Wisconsin.
Okay, we're talking with Ryan Albright on Viking Profile. And Ryan, what are your plans for after high school?
I'm gonna go to college at Stout.
At Stout, do you know what you're going into?
Not yet. I'm still undecided.
Okay. How about a shout out to the family?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Okay. And when people watch Viking games, where are they going to find you on the floor?
Pretty much anywhere. Mostly I guard, though.
Okay. All right. So we want to thank Ryan Albright for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, it starts to work itself out.
Time now for the Colfax High School Report with an update about what's happening at Colfax High School.
The Colfax Vikings athletics are starting to wrap up the winter sports season with one team already into WIAA tournament action. The Bloomer Colfax Raptors wrestling team competed in the WIAA regional tournament in Neillsville last Saturday, as the Grapplers were vying for the opportunity to wrestle at the sectionals in Amory. The Raptors had 4 wrestlers qualify for the sectionals. At 106 pounds, Aiden Anderson qualified by taking second place, as did Alex Poyer at 145 pounds. Luke Blanchard captured a regional championship at 152 pounds by defeating Neillsville Greenwood Loyal wrestler Keegan Anding 14-0. At 160 pounds, Bowen Rothbauer also secured a regional title by defeating Medford area wrestler Logan Kawa 7-1. The Raptors placed 4th in the team standings, with Neillsville Greenwood Loyal taking the top spot. The Viking boys basketball team picked up a win and 2 losses in their 3 games last week. On Monday, the 7th, the Vikings dropped a frustrating game to the Thorpe Cardinals 53-44. Then on Thursday, the boys bounced back to defeat the Boyceville Bulldogs 50-36. Finally on Saturday, the Vikings found themselves outsized as they lost to Osceola Chieftains 68-39. At the end of the week, those games left the Vikings with an overall record of 8 wins and 11 losses, 4-6 in the Dun St. Croix Conference. The Viking girls had 2 games last week, resulting in 2 Dun St. Croix Conference wins. On Tuesday, the girls defeated the Spring Valley Cardinals 80-38. And then on Friday, the Viking girls defeated the Elk Mound Mounders in a battle for first place in the conference 50-29. Those games leave the Vikings with an overall record of 20 wins and 2 losses and an 11-1 record in the Dun St. Croix Conference, and on the verge of capturing their 4th consecutive conference crown. With 2 more COVID makeup games this week proves to be another busy schedule for the Viking basketball teams, with 5 games total. On Monday, The Viking girls will travel to Elmwood to make up a game with the Elmwood Plum City Wolves that was postponed back on January 14th. Then on Thursday, the girls will host the same Elmwood Plum City Wolves as part 2 of a boys then girls doubleheader for their final regular season game of the 2021-2022 season. We are carrying both games live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. The Viking boys are scheduled for 3 games this week. On Tuesday, the boys will travel to Spring Valley to take on the Spring Valley Cardinals. Then on Thursday, the boys will host those same Spring Valley Cardinals in a makeup game which was originally scheduled for January 6th. This will be part of that boys-girls doubleheader. Finally, on Friday, the boys will travel to Elk Mound to take on the Elk Mound Mounders. And we are carrying all 3 of those games live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. On Saturday, Aiden Anderson, Alex Poyer, Luke Blanchard, and Bowen Rothbauer will represent the Bloomer Colfax Raptors when they compete at the WIAA Sectional Wrestling Tournament in Amory. Now, coming up next week, any Bloomer Colfax Raptors who qualify will travel to Madison for the WIAA State Tournament. The Viking boys basketball team will wrap up their regular season when they host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves on Thursday the 24th. We will carry that game live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. The Viking girls will be heading into WIAA regional play, and their seeding, which won't be announced until later this week, will determine when and where they will play their first regional game. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV do not have the broadcast rights for the WIAA tournament games. However, Viking TV will carry any regional games in Colfax. Now, in other school news, parent-teacher conferences are Monday and Thursday of this week. Make sure to attend your child's parent-teacher conference. And that's what's happening at Colfax High School for the week of February 13th through the 19th.
You've been tuned to the Colfax High School Report with an update about what's happening at Colfax High School. Stay tuned. Coming up next is more Viking halftime and then second half action.
And we're back here at Spring Valley High School. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Chris Olson on the camera. We're tied at 24, getting ready to start the second half. And Dan, what can you tell us about that first half?
Man, what a dogfight. Here's leaders right now. We have Nate Hajdukovic with 9 points, and Brady Bender for Spring Valley. He has 7 points.
And the Vikings are right in this one. There were some doubters that I spoke to earlier, and I hope they're not doubters anymore. Vikings have the ball to start the second half. Sikora gets it over to Jensen, down underneath to Lenz. Lenz lays it up, he puts it in, and the Vikings take the lead. Down the floor come the Cardinals. Bowman gets it over to Meyer, back out to Bowman, cross court over to Bednarik, to Ducklow from the right baseline, he put it up and in.
Connor Ducklow's first 2 points.
He's had to spend a bunch of time in the first half on the bench because he got himself into a little bit of foul trouble. Hajdukovic trying to control the ball, can't. Spring Valley comes away with it, Meyer with it, puts it up and it goes in. Spring Valley back on top, 28. To 26. Defeated along the baseline, ball gets knocked out of bounds, last touched by Lenz.
Yeah, good idea by Hajdukovic. Just the ball didn't bounce right.
So the Vikings bring it down the floor. Or the Cardinals bring it down the floor. This is Bowman. Over to Stasek. Over to the right side to Bednarik, to Ducklow on the right baseline, to Bowman in the paint. He lays it up and in. Vikings down the floor. And we're going to get a whistle And a foul being called on Bednarik.
That'll be his second.
We're going to start calling him Crash Sikora if he keeps coming through like that. Second foul on Bednarik, but it's the first team foul on the Cardinals this half. Sikora with it. Gets it over to Lenz. To Jensen down along the baseline. Pass a little bit off. Jensen can't handle it. And the Cardinals come away. Bowman with it. Tries to feed it into the lane. Ball gets knocked away by the Vikings. Hajdukovic coming down to the baseline. Lays it up. It's no good. Rebound tipped around. Coming away with it is Sikora. Puts up the three. No good. Lenz with it. Tries to go back up. He can't. Ball's loose on the floor. Lenz scrambles for it.
He wanted to travel, but he never had control.
And we get a timeout on the floor. Score 30-26. Spring Valley on top. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
Some of the Spring Valley fans wanted a traveling call on the Vikings, but that was not a travel because he caught the ball, and yes, he slid on the floor, laying on the floor, but he did nothing to enhance the slide. You're allowed to let your momentum let you slide. Ball gets taken away by the Cardinals by Ducklow, and he immediately, trying to get it to Bowman, throws it away, and the Vikings will have it on the far side.
One thing I'd like to see Tristan Lenz do a little better, he's got to stay down on the block. He came out a little too far, and he had a bad angle.
Vikings inbound it to Ensminger. He's between the circles, gets it over to the left side to Sikora. Sikora takes it between the circles, then down the left side of the paint, puts it up, and he hit it. Bryce Sikora. Quickly, the Cardinals come down, and we're going to get a foul, blocking foul on Jensen. That's Jensen's first foul on the Vikings. And Bowman at the line. First shot is up. No good. Bowman's second shot is on the way. That one's good. 31-28. Spring Valley ahead by 3. Ensminger has it in the backcourt. He's on the dribble, being guarded by Stasek. Gets across the timeline. Feeds it down underneath to Jensen. On the left baseline, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, good strong move by Jensen.
Now that's a power forward move right there, and he did it. 31-30, Vikings down by 1. Bowman has it, feeds it down underneath and out to Bednarik. Three-pointer on the way. We're going to get a whistle and a foul.
What's the foul?
Foul's on Ensminger.
Huh. It's kind of out of my sight.
So that's going to mean Bednarik goes to the line for 3. First shot's up, and that's good. Second shot on the way. That's good. And Bednarik's third shot on the way. And it's also good. He hit all three of them, so the Cardinals up by 4. 34-30. Sikora on the dribble across the timeline, takes it right down into the paint, tries to go up with it, and they're saying no shot.
We'll see if they get Ducklow. No.
Foul is on Koy Stasek. It's his first personal, second team foul. Ball comes into Ensminger. Gets it out to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic takes it around to the left side. And loses control. Picked up by Bednarik, who lays it up and puts it in.
Yeah, one thing Colfax has to do, the big guys got to help them out. They're just flat-footed.
Sikora puts it up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Stasek for the Cardinals. Cardinals up by 6. Across the timeline. Feeds it over to Bowman. Down to Ducklow on the baseline. Back out to Stasek. To Meyer. Back to Stasek. From 3. No. Lenz with the rebound. Gets it over to Ensminger. Ensminger across the timeline. Ensminger gets it to Sikora. Sikora on the right side, takes it down to the right baseline, feeds it back out to Ensminger. Trying to work off a screen by Jensen. He's between the circles, gets it over to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic circles around to the free throw line. He's in the paint, tries to get it to Lenz. Can't get it there, and the Cardinals throw it away as they're coming down the floor. Meyer trying to get it to Ducklow. Threw it a little behind him. 36-30. Vikings bring the ball down the floor. Sikora on the dribble right through the center circle. Feeds it over to Albright. Albright is on the right wing. Now he's double teamed. He's in a little bit of trouble. Gets the ball to Jensen. Tips it back to Albright. Back to Jensen. Jensen over to Sikora. Or to Ensminger. Ensminger launches a 3. It's no good. Bednarik with the rebound. And down the floor they come. They get it to Cody Stasek. Or Cade Stasek. I'll get his name right. Ducklow from 3, no. Rebound taken down by the Vikings, but the pass is intercepted. Shot goes up and in, and a foul on Ensminger. Bowman with the shot. Ensminger with the foul. 38-30, and Bowman's going to go to the line for the +1. Swanson into the lineup for the Vikings.
Those passes make a coach just go crazy. Sikora had it, and he just tried to do something goofy. And
shot goes up, and it's good. 39-30, biggest lead of the night for the Cardinals. And down the floor come the Vikings. Ensminger gets it over to Albright. Albright high on the right side, hands it off to Ensminger. Ensminger takes it between the circles and over to the left side. Now he comes back out to the top of the key. Drives down to the paint. Ends up on the floor. They get the ball to Bowman. He slams it through. 41-30. And Coach Knoll is livid.
Ensminger got just piled into. And no call.
And we've got a timeout on the floor called by the Cardinals. And 41-30. Cardinals on top. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Simplify your life. Pleasant Valley Properties provides affordable housing and homes in communities in Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. They have staff available to help you locate the home that best meets your needs and desires, as well as service staff that maintains the properties. Contact Pleasant Valley Properties at 715-226-6200. Call today and let them help you get into the home of your dreams. That's Pleasant Valley Properties, 301 Bremer Avenue in Colfax.
And we're back here at Spring Valley High School. Coach Knoll just now got done speaking with the officials about Ensminger going flying.
Yeah, he's not done yet.
Down the floor come the Vikings. Ensminger on the dribble. Gets it over to the left side to Albright. They tried to feed it into the lane to Lenz. Ball got tipped back out to Albright, then to Ensminger. Jump shot goes up. It's off the iron. No good. Swanson with the rebound. And they're going to call Ensminger.
No. I thought it was on 23. I thought the far ref.
Okay, there you are calling it on 32. That's Jamison Bauer. Is he even in there?
23.
Yeah, there he is. 32 is who got the foul. Lenz with it. Ball got stripped from him as he tried to go up. Bednarik with it across the timeline. Gets it over to Bowman on the left side. Down to Ducklow on the left baseline. Back out to Bowman. Back out between the circles and then to Bowman at the free throw line. To Bauer. Back out to Bednarik. Shot goes up. No good. It was a three-pointer attended by Cade Stasek. And the Vikings quickly back down the floor. Ensminger on the dribble. He's high, wide, and right.
The big man
Gets
got
it over to the left side.
Let's see if the big man can get it inside.
They feed it down to Lenz, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds by Bauer. Bauer did a nice job that time of getting around Lenz because it wasn't a bad pass, but Bauer just kind of snuck around, got a hand on it, and knocked it out of bounds. So the Vikings will inbound it. Sikora gets it into Ensminger. Ensminger on the dribble between the circles. Takes it to the top of the key, to the free throw line. Spins, he's in the paint, and we're going to get a travel call on Ensminger.
Yeah, that's Ensminger trying to do too much. You know, Swanson and Lenz have height. Just dump it inside.
And you don't have to use the bounce pass. Get it up high.
Right.
Down the floor come the Cardinals. Cade Stashik gets it to Bowman. Puts up the shot. It's no good. Rebound taken down by the Cardinals. Bednarik to Ducklow. Then over from the corner is Bauer. Shot's no good. Then Bowman gets the rebound, lays it up and in. 43-30, a 13-point lead now for the Cardinals. Under 10 minutes to go. Vikings get it across the timeline. Cross-court pass over to Lenz, who goes up. And we got a whistle and a foul. Foul is going to be on Jamison Bauer. That's his third.
It's the first time I've seen Spring Valley's defense kind of collapse. There's two guys open for Colfax.
Tristan Lenz at the line. First shot's up. Nope, off the front of the iron. And Lenz waiting for the ball for his second shot. It's on the way. It's off the back of the iron this time. Cardinals get the ball. Bednarik across the timeline. Takes it between the circles. Over to Bowman on the left side. Cross-court pass over to Bednarik. Down to the baseline to Ducklow. Pass comes out. Ball being chased down. Irwin gets it. Feeds it over to Sikora. Lays it up and puts it in.
Let's see if that gets Colfax going.
43-32. And the Vikings steal the ball. Sikora has it in the backcourt. Across the timeline. Over to the right side. This is Irwin. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul being called on Bauer. That's his 4th foul. Charlie Meyer checks in for Bauer. That's the 5th team foul on the Cardinals. Sikora has it in the backcourt for the Vikings. Brings it across the timeline, feeds it over to the right side. This is Irwin. Irwin takes it to the free throw line, puts it up from there. It's good! Kyle Irwin.
Kyle's got 5.
43-34, Vikings cut it to 9. Gavronsky, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul, and they're going to get Lenz. That's Lenz's 2nd foul, 4th foul on the Vikings. So Bednarik to inbound. Gets it over to the left corner. Well, he doesn't get it there because Swanson got his hands in the way, and the Vikings have it. Albright gets it into the forecourt. Over to Irwin, high, wide, and right. Irwin at the top of the key. Gets it out to Sikora, high, wide, and left. Sikora gets it to Irwin in the left corner. Irwin drives the left baseline. Tries to pass it out. Ball got knocked away, but Irwin got it back. Gets it to Sikora. Jump shot goes up. It's no good. Lenz with the rebound. Feeds it out to Irwin. To Albright. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound taken down. Bowman looked. He thought maybe he was stepping on the end line, but he wasn't. Gavronsky with it. Back to Bowman. Into the paint. Gets it out to Bednarik on the left. Back out to Bowman at the top of the key. Takes it down the lane. Puts it up and lays it in.
Bowman's got 11.
Down the floor comes Sikora. Sikora feeds it over to Irwin. Irwin on the right side, still dribbling, takes it between the circles over to Albright on the left. Albright dribbles it out high, then gets it over to Irwin on the left wing. Down to Albright in the left corner. Now he dribbles back out high to Sikora.
The big men for Colfax got to post up. Get their hands in there and call for that ball.
Irwin on the dribble on the right side. Gets it out to Albright. Albright down to the right elbow. He's looking for help. Gets it out to Irwin. Irwin taking it down towards the left corner. Feeds it to Swanson in the paint. And he took one too many steps.
Yeah, good defense by Connor Ducklow.
Jensen in for Swanson. Ensminger in for Sikora. 45-34, Cardinals have the ball. Bednarik brings it across the timeline, gets it to Gavronsky, high, wide, and right. To Bowman, to Bednarik, back out to Bowman, three-pointer, he hit it. And we have a timeout called by the official. Ball got away from him.
Can I play coach for a second?
Whoops, we're gonna have a substitution, that's what it is. Hajdukovic comes in for Irwin.
One thing the point and shooting guard for Colfax has to do, they got to find Lenz and Jensen.
Ensminger has it across the timeline. Gets it over to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic takes it to the paint, puts it up and in. 48-36, Vikings down by 12. Meyer gets it to Gavronsky in the right corner. Drives the right baseline to Ducklow, puts it up, it goes in. Whistle and a foul. Connor Ducklow to go to the line. The 6'4 senior. Foul's going to be on Lenz, it's his third. 5th foul on the Vikings. 5:42 remaining. Ducklow's free throw is good. 51-36. Ensminger brings it down the floor, gets across the timeline. Ensminger on the dribble. Takes it around to the left side, gets it to Albright. Albright feeds it over to Hajdukovic on the right. Takes it out to the top of the key. Ball gets knocked loose. He's got it. Gets it back to Ensminger. Ball's loose on the floor. Ensminger picks it up, gets it over to Albright. Albright to the baseline on the right side, out to Lenz. Then out to Ensminger. Ensminger to Hajdukovic. Some good hustle that time by the Vikings. They didn't have control, but they kept hustling to get the ball back.
Spring Valley's in man.
Jensen gets it out to Hajdukovic. Ball gets knocked away from him. Down the floor comes Ducklow, lays it up and in. 53-36. Hajdukovic feeds it down into the left corner to Albright, back to Hajdukovic, to Jensen. He puts it up. Shot was partially blocked, out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball. Sikora coming in for Hajdukovic.
Spring Valley's in man, so there's going to be some open guys for Colfax.
Ball gets passed inbounds, loose on the floor, and it gets taken away by Spring Valley. Bednarik has it. Feeds it over to Gavoronsky on the right side. He lost control, went out of bounds with it, and it's going to be the Vikings ball.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. The ball took like a funny spin, and it just spun right away from him.
Put a little English on the ball.
Yeah.
Ensminger with it. Gets it across the timeline. Leads it over to the right side to Sikora. Sikora at the top of the key, feeds it down underneath to Jensen. Jensen tries to go up with it. He was trying to pass it. Ball's loose on the floor. Picked up finally by the Cardinals. They get it to Ducklow. He lays it up. It's good. And they're going to get Sikora with a foul as he went by.
Yeah, if Sikora's going to foul, he's got to do it good. He just got to give him a little touch and easy layup.
55-36. Shot goes up. It's no good. Rebound taken away by the Cardinals. To Ducklow and then out to Bednarik between the circles. Feeds it over to Bowman on the left side, to Meyer, back to Bowman. Into the paint to Bednarik, then back out to Gavoronsky, to Bednarik on the left side. Down into the left corner, that's Meyer. Ball gets tipped and it goes out of bounds off of Ensminger.
Yeah, Spring Valley's looking to slow it down now.
Hajdukovic into the game for Jensen. Cardinals to inbound. They get it into Meyer on the left side. Back out high to Bowman. To Bednarik on the right. To Ducklow on the right baseline. Turns around, tries to put it up. Blocked by Lenz, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, good move by Lenz.
And Coach Knoll riding the officials again. Thought there should have been an offensive foul. Pass comes in to Ducklow. They get it into the lane to Bednarik. Hook shot goes up, no good, but gets his own rebound, puts it up, and it's good. And we have a timeout on the floor. With the score, Spring Valley 57, Vikings 36. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
When you've checked that hayfield and find it's time to harvest, give a call to Aaron's Custom Baling. Aaron will provide you with 4x5 net-wrapped round bales. He can even give your bales that spruced up look with select custom netting if you'd like. Serving Western Wisconsin, that's Aaron's Custom Baling. Call 715-202-0118.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Thursday, February 17th when the Vikings wrap up their regular season by hosting the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:55 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV on Thursday, February 17th.
Back here at Spring Valley, Vikings have dug a little bit of a hole now, down by 21. Coach Knoll still having discussions with the officials. Vikings bring the ball down the floor. Sikora across the timeline. Getting it over to the right side to Ensminger. Ensminger loses the ball. Ducklow has it on the left baseline, puts it up, and blocked by Lenz out of bounds.
Yeah, Lenz is still fighting. Good job by the senior.
Lenz and Ducklow having a bit of a conversation down there. Cardinals inbound it. Get it out to Gavoronsky, over to Meyer on the left side. Out high to Ducklow. Feed it into the lane to Bowman. Back out to Ducklow. Spins on the left side. Passes back out to Bowman.
Good job by Lenz and Ducklow.
This is Ducklow. Puts a shot up. And we're going to get a blocking foul called on Ensminger. Shot was no good by Ducklow. Ensminger giving up about 6 to 8 inches.
This is a good battle between Lenz and Ducklow.
Ducklow's first shot is up. It's no good. That's, by the way, the third foul on Ensminger. 7th foul on the Vikings. Second shot on the way. That one's good. And the Vikings have it. Down by 22. Albright with it. Or check that's Sikora. Tried to get it to Albright, and the ball gets taken away. Rebound tipped around. Spring Valley comes away with it. Shot goes up by Meyer, blocked by Lenz, and the Vikings bring it down the floor. Sikora with it between the circles. Takes it over to the right side. Stops, tries to feed it to Lenz. Ball was partially tipped, and Bowman has it for the Cardinals. Down the floor come the Cardinals to Gavoronsky, to Meyer, over to the right side to Bednarik, to Bowman on the baseline. Ball's loose on the floor. Vikings come away with it. Ensminger takes it down the right side, stops. Cross-court pass over to Albright. Albright on the dribble, gets it out high to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic into the lane, turns around, puts it up. It's good. Coming up on a minute left, 58-38. Bowman with it.
Interesting. Colfax backs off. They're going to go man.
They get it over to Gavoronsky, and we're going to get a timeout for player substitution. And we do have a full 30-second timeout, so we'll take one here too. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came here for!
Our next game will be on Thursday, February 17th when the Vikings host the Spring Valley Cardinals in a makeup of their twice postponed game. This will be part one of a boys and girls doubleheader. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with Viking pregame at 5:20 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV on Thursday, February 17th.
Back here at Spring Valley, Cardinals inbound the ball, under a minute to go. Vikings trail by 20. They get the ball out to Schmidt. A lot of new bodies in there for the Cardinals. They get it over to Anderson. Then over to the left side to Gregg. Back over to Schmidt. Then to Anderson. To Cade Stashik. Then in the lane, ball gets tied up. They get it back out. Shot goes up. Rebound by Bartko. He puts the shot up and good. Bartko with the shot. Down the floor come the Vikings. And we're going to get an over and back called on the Vikings. Medine sent it over to Johnson, but he couldn't find the handle. You know why he couldn't find the handle? They don't put handles on basketballs.
They're too round.
So across the timeline come the Cardinals. And there's the final score. Spring Valley Cardinals 60, Vikings 38. And we're going to have Viking postgame coming up right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Boys Basketball. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game, where we'll take a look back at today's Viking game.
Time now for Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking boys game. And now, Viking Postgame.
Back here at Spring Valley High School, where the Vikings have been defeated by the Spring Valley Cardinals 60-38. There's a reason the Cardinals are challenging for the conference championship. It's a pretty well-oiled machine. The Vikings stuck with them in the first half. In fact, halftime score was tied at 24. And then in the second half, the Cardinals just basically pulled away from the Vikings. Dan, your thoughts?
Basketball's all about a game of runs. I can look back about 14 minutes into there's 4 minutes into the second half. There was a call that Colfax didn't get, and I was worried about that because if there's calls that don't go their way, they get a little frustrated. When that happened, Spring Valley went down, jumped up to a lead, and then they just took over from there. Colfax has to learn to stay in the game. Don't worry about the ref's call because you're always going to get some bad calls. I've been there, and you just...
The officials are not perfect, and they're going to miss some calls. And if it goes against you, you've got to put it behind you and continue to play, or you're going to have trouble.
Right.
And that's where the Vikings kind of ran into trouble, and the game got away from them.
Spring Valley, they didn't let any of the calls bother them, and they just know how to take over. And Colfax couldn't respond.
And basically it was the second half because we're tied at 24 at halftime, and it was a battle in the first half, a very entertaining half of basketball. And then in the second half, Spring Valley pulled away, winning the half 36-14. which accounted for the 60-38 final score. I do see Coach Noel out on the floor. I don't know if he's going to come up here and talk with us. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a bit of a timeout, and then we'll see if Coach Noel is coming our way. So you're tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV by calling 715-563-1749.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Back here at Spring Valley High School, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Chris Olson on the camera, and Coach Noel's kind of tied up with some people over on the far side. You can see him there on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. But Dan, why don't you start going through the scoring results, and if he comes up here, we'll put a timeout into your stats.
Yeah. Here's the scores for Spring Valley tonight. They're led by Tyler Bowman and Brady Bednarik with 14. Connor Ducklow had 10. We had Charlie Meyer with 8. Jamison Bauer with 6. And Caleb Bartko with 2. For the Vikings, they were led by number 2, Nate Hajdukovic. He had 13. We had Bryce Sikora with 9. We had Tristan Lenz with 6. We had Kyler Irwin with 5. We had Nick Jensen with 2. And Blake Johnson, Ryan Albright, he had 1 point. 60-38.
Okay, in talking with Coach Noel in Coach's Corner today, before this game, he had talked about dealing with both Ducklow and Bowman, the two leading scorers for the Cardinals. And I think if you would have told him you were going to limit Ducklow to 10 points and Bowman to 14, he'd have taken that and would have felt like, holy cow, we've got a real fighting chance. And you know what? They did through the first half.
Yeah, they fought hard. Of course, I can always find something they can improve on.
Well, yeah.
Little things like rebounding, making sure you catch the ball, asking for the ball. The big men, they just got to get their hand up and say, hey, give it to me, because they got the room. But,
and the little guys have got to be willing to throw a high pass in there. They did try a couple times, and it was just off the fingertips of Jensen, and it would go out of bounds, and so they've got to make those passes good. And I know they feel more comfortable with the bounce pass going into the lane, but when the Cardinals are packing the paint, it's really hard to make the bounce passes go. And you've got to take advantage of the advantage you have, and that's where you've got to throw that lob pass in. And the Vikings just seemed really reluctant to try to do that.
Yeah, they just got to learn to trust each other a little more. Trust that they can just grab the ball, throw it inside, and Lenz and Jensen will take care of it.
I do think Coach Noel is heading this way. He pointed over in this direction just a second ago, and so I think he's
we're still
just asked if we're still on, and so here he comes up here. I knew if we just talked enough up here, Dan, Coach Noel would show up.
That's right.
My high school teammate, Mike Horn, He was I believe I'm not sure. I know he was first team all conference. He was our best player my sophomore year in high school at Colfax. Mike was a senior, and I haven't seen Mike for a while, so I had to say hi to him.
Yeah. Well, that's always an important thing to do. Coach, I was just saying to Dan that if I had told you during Coach's Corner that you were going to hold Ducklow to 10 and Bowman to 14, you'd have taken that.
Yeah, we would take that because they averaged 20 and 16, I think.
Yeah, and
the boys' effort tonight was great. Unfortunately, the score doesn't indicate really how physical and how intense that game really was.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to mention to you, that holy cow, tied at halftime. That first half was one of the best halves of basketball that I've seen all season. Mm-hmm. And then in the second half, the Vikings scrapped. Balls wouldn't go in. You try to get the ball into the paint, and there were a lot of white uniform players in the paint. And
once Ducklow got back in the game, that kind of changes the game, obviously, because now they're just, and then they picked up their intensity. I know for sure we got Spring Valley's best in that second half. That's as good as in physical they're going to play. We have to match that intensity level, and unfortunately, we're still learning how to do that. And we did it in the first half, but in the second half, you notice we had a lot of turnovers that were our fault. It wasn't that. Yes, there was ball pressure, and and part of that was Spring Valley causing those. Right. But I still feel a lot of them were on us. We were the ones that were doing that.
Right. There were some passes that some of them were tipped by Spring Valley, but a lot of them were just errant passes.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate, but I still am proud of the guys. Even though we came up short, I'm still proud of the fact that they played their butts off. I know that they're hurting that we didn't find a way to finish the second half, but that's what Thursday's for. We're going to try to find a way to finish on Thursday. We got about 46 hours. I'll be seeing you guys again.
You sure will. Thursday's going to be awfully excited because it's in front of a lot of home cooking.
Yeah.
And these guys showed, the Vikings showed, they can play with a team like Spring Valley. They just have to put it together.
Yes. And Spring Valley's, they're probably going to get the number 1-2 seed, I would assume, somewhere in that range. And we showed that we can play with one of the big dogs tonight. We showed that.
And Spring Valley showed why they are They were only half game out of first place, and they were tied in the loss column, and they're sure making a run for that conference title. And they're not going to let anything get in their way if they can help it. So the Vikings are going to have to come loaded for bear on Thursday.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming over here tonight, doing this game for us. It means a lot to all the families and people back home. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you.
We appreciate the help from the school and being able to do this because, speaking for Dan here, we've had a blast.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Well, Coach, doggone it, 60-38, but there's Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have more Viking postgame right after this quick timeout.
Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking boys game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.